I mean, I think for women, this is different. I know people don't like it, but it's not fair for women and men. Being born a woman, there's certain proclivities that we get. We're hot. We don't have to do much to get access to a good life. You know, we just have to take care of ourselves and look good. And that's it. We can get provided for. We can get 6 figures, $1 million. We can get it all, really. Yeah. Men, it's different, right? You guys have to work and struggle and create and look good and all the looks matters. So much harder. Women don't like that. They get mad at me. Yeah, and then they send me hate comments on TikTok, and I'm such a nice person.
I'll tell you, and this is essentially my theme. Do you know how hard it is for the guy to go out and bang a bunch of women?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is he needs to be good looking. He needs to make money. He needs to have the resources.
He's got to talk right.
He needs to have a game. He needs to look good. He needs to have it going on.
You got to have time to do that.
So for a guy to do that, he needs to be the fucking man. Okay. Now for a girl to be a hoe, she needs to just go put a dress on and put some lipstick on and say, I'm going out tonight. Some guy will bang her that night.
Some guys don't even care for the lipstick. They're just like, are you home? That's true.
You up?
If I knew being a man in this life would be this difficult, and a lot of you don't realize that a lot of men, we live very lonely lives. If I knew this, I swear to God, I would have just stayed in the nutsack.
The nutsack.
And to all you womanists who are like, oh, men are privileged, men live easier lives.
I think because arguably it's just easier to be a man. And so therefore you're like, well, it's easier for you to get a raise.
Why is it easier to be a man when men...
I mean, the gender pay gap.
The only time I will ever listen to a woman is the day I see a school bus stopping to get gas. Because you never see it happen. Now, let's look at the analytics and the statistics here. Because this girl is clearly talking out of her ass cheeks.
Women, shut the fuck up, and you might find a man who loves you.
Now, if we can all take a look at this chart here, it shows that 75 and 79% of suicide victims are men. And that number is 3 times higher than a woman's. Suicide is the second biggest cause of death in young males, which is not surprising to me because at this age, most young men are extremely confused about life, they are not RP aware, and they do not have their cheek slang shutting gun awakened.
Which sex do you feel has it easier in our society?
Men.
That's not even a question.
Men, without a doubt.
They don't menstruate every month, and they can't get pregnant.
Is there a debate? Girls. Every point in their life, they have more challenging situations than I think men ever do.
I don't know about you guys, but my beta male simp mangina senses are absolutely tingling when I look at this guy. I mean, just look at him. He looks like the type of guy that gets cucked by his wife. He absolutely looks like a
punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I'm no punk bitch.
Every point in their life, they have more challenging situations than I think men ever do. And I'm not just saying that because my wife will watch this.
You a simp! And I'm not just saying that because my wife will watch this.
I knew it. I know a beta male when I see one.
I mean, the gender pay gap just says it all. And
okay,
it's really
but there's also a gap in men commit suicide more.
Yeah,
men are dropping out of colleges more.
But that's toxic masculinity.
What?
And this second graph shows the number of occupational injuries and deaths between a male and a female. And clearly, you can see that about 97% of employees who die at work are men. And most likely, 71% of the people that are homeless are more likely to be men.
But if women had it harder than men, then why are more men...
I didn't say they had it harder. I just said it was easier to be a guy.
Okay, if it's easier to be a guy, then why do more men commit suicide?
Because they feel, because of toxic masculinity, which is perpetuated by both men and women, they feel like they have to be macho. And I don't subscribe to that at all. I'm very much like...
could it be possible that men have a harder life than women?
Yeah, of course it could be possible. Of course it could be.
Okay. So that would contradict what you said earlier.
Gotcha, bitch!
Who has easier lives, guys or girls?
Guys.
Why guys?
They don't have to have a period once a month, and it'll go through your pregnancy.
Yeah, fair. What about you?
Like wage equality, I reckon guys have it easier.
What about you?
Literally guys, because of everything.
Guys, because like literally you look in history and just it's always the girls.
The only thing that makes me a feminist is my dick, because the way it sticks up for women. And these womanists be like, oh, he's a man, his life is so easy, he has male privilege. Sweetheart, the only male privilege that most men will experience in their lifetime is when their aunts and their moms call them a handsome young man, even though that guy has to walk through life knowing that every single female calls him ugly.
Why do you think it's harder for men?
Because, like, if you're ugly and you're a guy, that's just, like, the end of it. Like, a girl can, like, put, like, weave in, makeup on, but, like, if you're a guy, that's just it. Like, you're just ugly.
Because, truthfully, only 20% of females find men attractive.
Men have to work really hard to be able to get girls. They have to figure out money. They have to go to the gym, where we're just 15, 14, and guys start hitting on us.
Now, may we hear from Candace Owens, please?
If I could pick every single day, I would choose every single day to be a woman. You know what I mean? Like, I do not want to be a man. The men are out there fighting the wars. They're the ones falling off of roofs and dying. And nobody, there's like a meme on the internet that says, nobody calls a feminist when there's an emergency. And seeing this anti-masculinity is bad. No, masculinity is great. I love masculinity.
I do too.
I need a shirt that just says, I love masculinity. It's great.
I love men who love women.
Right.
A lot of men don't.
I agree.
There's some truth.
And there is some truth, but unfortunately, when you are starting to conflate masculinity with rape, which is what's happening now. Like, if you're masculine, then you're a predator. No. Masculinity is the opposite of femininity, and I like being feminine, and men should like being masculine, and it's symbiotic and it's beautiful, and it's now being corrupted by this whole myth of like the white privileged male predator who's masculine, right? It's a horrible time to be a white male.
It is honestly so refreshing when I see and hear a woman supporting men to be masculine. It's honestly like a fresher breath air. It's like a fart that you've been sucking in all day because you were at work or in a very silent classroom and you just let it loose. No, I got more.
Refreshing. Very refreshing.
Because if you guys look at the woman in the red dress, great set of tits, by the way.
Perfect.
If you look at Candace Owens and just Pearly, these types of women are what I like to call red pill women, because they have a great sense and a strong understanding about the male paradigm, who truly understand the traditional core values between a man and a woman.
Men go out every day. They sacrifice spending time with their children. They sacrifice living a peaceful, relaxing life so that they can go out and provide for their family, so their wife can stay home and relax. Women, like, resenting men for wanting to provide for the family. It's truly unbelievable. And women are trying to compete with men, and it's so unnecessary.
Realistically, I don't think the majority of the modern woman will never truly understand and comprehend how difficult a man's life really is, because a man's life is truly a lonely existence. Now, allow me to elaborate my brilliant idea, because men today, we are constantly mistreated and there is absolutely zero empathy for us.
Men are trash.
A man can't be too short. He can't be too small. He can't be too fat. He has to be a certain height. He can't be too pretty, and he can't be too broke.
Most people are oblivious to this stuff. We know he unless you're, like you said, the 6'6" and 6", nobody looks at you. Nobody pays any attention to you. Most men are out here alone. 99% of the time we deal with our problems alone. Everything, you do it alone, versus any woman anywhere at any time, no matter what they look like, how they're shaped, how their size, how whatever. They can get a man at any point that they want to. And most of us men deal with life alone at a lot of points, and we're expected to provide. We're expected to do this, and that. And if we don't, we're almost worthless.
And the only time society will ever care about you is when you're dead, rich, or if you have a set of tits.
Perfect.
And gentlemen, I truly believe that a man's life is really a lonely existence. That's why I advise all my brothers, our kings, to look out for each other.
Men don't believe in mental health. You could tell a man like, hey, your mental is not right. Go get your mental together. And they would be like, oh, I'm okay. Like, it's like they don't want to even speak on that or think that nothing's wrong. And it's like, now where we are, it's like that mental health is a big thing. Like, if you're not right, you're just not right. You can't be right. If you're not right for yourself, you can't be right for no one else. Your girlfriend, your child, your wife, nothing. If you're not right, you're not right for no one.
I want to give you guys an observation that I have from months of interviewing, right? I have this theory that women only care about men's problems when they benefit women. And for example, you said if your mental health's not right, you're not good to everyone. And I feel like women only care about men's mental health because it affects us. But we don't care about things like male suicide. I never hear male homelessness. Males being the majority of workplace deaths. I never hear people talk about that, but it's always men's mental health.
Let me tell you guys something. Men will talk amongst other men about their mental health issues, but we do it behind closed doors, where we know our friends and our fellow brothers are gonna be nothing but supportive. The reason why men really talk to women about mental health issues, because we know, and I experienced this firsthand, she will use our weakness and weaponize it against us. And gentlemen, there are two things that are going to happen when you go to a woman about your mental health issues. One, she's gonna say, oh, you need to be a real man, man up. Number two, most likely, very rarely, she's gonna support you and care for you. You probably have a better chance getting struck by an asteroid. Because gentlemen, I have this saying, she already has a pussy, don't be another one.
Oh, daddy, my pussy hurts.
Because truthfully, society does not give a flying fuck about a man's problems.
I think that men have a very unique life path, and it's very difficult to try and achieve status as a man. It's not easy to stand out from the crowd, because the only way to truly achieve individuality is usually a long, difficult road. It takes a long time to become an important man. And even what women expect of an important man, you need to be smart, charismatic, intelligent, strong, have a nice car, nice apartment, good network, good friends. You need to be able to handle stress. You need to be competent. There's so many things you need to be able to do. It's difficult for a young man to even have all these things. There's the reason women like older men.
What Andrew Tate just said, the top G, was not only brilliant, but he literally just summed up a man's whole life in a nutshell. Because as a man, you are expected to sit down, shut up, have a grilled cheese, and accept your role in life, even if you like it or not. No questions asked. And gentlemen, society does not hold women to the same standard as they do to men.
Why is it considered a woman's preference to reject a guy based on his height, but it's considered shallow if a man rejects a woman based on her weight?
I don't know.
Is that another double?
I agree with you, so it's like...
Is that another double standard?
Yeah.
Can you think of any double standards in relationships that don't exclusively favor women?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
When she had nothing.
Because society has always taught men to do what's right. But society has always taught women, do what's right for you.
But you men have such a large selection of women. You can really do...
Y'all standards be too unrealistic, first of all.
What's the unrealistic standard?
Bro, y'all
What's the unrealistic standard?
Yo, okay, all right.
Wake up, don't Samuel. Wake up, don't Samuel, bro. Wake up, don't Samuel, bro.
No, y'all standards be funny because y'all can't even match up to half of the standards y'all ask for. Y'all can't pay for nobody. Y'all can't provide for nobody. Y'all can't do nothing that y'all asking for. Yeah, y'all want a nigga to do that, plus be mentally there for you and do. Yo, bro,
yet again, if a man asks to cook,
stop it. And then y'all can't even
to
do
be
shit
quiet
to do. Yo,
is an issue. But look at the requirements y'all ask.
But a nigga, hold on, his responsibility in life, regardless of if a nigga give him recognition or not, or anybody, is to provide. We don't give a fuck if they doing it for our recognition. Exactly. We don't give a fuck for recognition. We doing it because we have to, nigga.
Yes.
We don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you as soon as you become a man.
Facts.
Child only, children and women, nigga. This is facts.
Real factual shit.
This is what I have to really hit y'all with, because sometimes y'all be forgetting.
That is the biggest difference between a man and a woman, is that a man has responsibilities, and a woman has rights.
Do men or women have easier lives?
Men. Women just do so much for this world that's actually crazy. Men? What do men do? Nothing. Men are trash. Remember that.
Modern women seem to forget that the world is safer and more plentiful because men, we fought it to make this way. The battle that a man goes through to keep his country and loved ones safe, to the buildings that are being built, to the phones and tablets that you use, to the house that you live in that keeps you safe and warm at night. All that was built by a man to keep our women safe. And if it really came down to it, a man would literally die for his woman. And you guys blame men for all of your problems as if we were the cause and the roots of all your suffering and pain? Stop it, sweetheart. You need to take a look in the mirror and do some reflection. Because have you ever thought you were the piece of trash?
He needs some milk.
Ladies, if a man is going through all this to provide and protect for you, the first thing that should come out of your mouth is this. Take notes. That maybe you can actually keep a man.
You said that you grew up in Thailand?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been all over the world.
Yeah.
I believe that in the like the Andrew Tate, he's more inclined to those cultures in the Middle Eastern cultures.
Yes.
You know why? Because the women do the stuff that I do. They really do like worship their husband.
Also in Eastern Europe where he actually lives. Yeah.
Correct.
Same kind of situation.
I'm not as familiar. My son's father's from Europe, but in Eastern Europe, I know it's like that too. The women, they are like, what can I do to serve your needs? And this is like, ask your spouse this question, both sides.
Yeah.
Every day, what can I do to serve you more? Like,
what can I do to serve you more? Like,
if more people did that, we'd have less problems in relationship.
So, ladies, did you hear that? Men are that simple, but you guys just overcomplicate things. Just say 1 + 1 is 2, not 1 + 1 is potatoes. And gentlemen, I honestly believe that most men live extremely difficult lives. But the most difficult things in life, if you overcome it, have potential to be the most rewarding. I honestly believe that the best and worst lives are generally lived by men because as a man, you control the reality that you live in. Because if you dive deep and analyze this with an RP lens, men, our value comes from the resources, what we can provide, the money. Because if you think about it, money, you can make money to the day you die. But a woman's value, it comes from her beauty. And beauty is very short-lived.
What would you think would be the best and worst thing about being a woman?
The best thing about being a woman is you have tits, and you actually have like a lot more opportunity. So like, if there's like opportunity for like using your body and stuff like that, you know, like guys don't have that opportunity. Like girls don't like seeing your dick. Guys like seeing your tits, so I think that's a bonus. Worst thing about being a woman is they're not funny at all. I think their jokes are shit. If they think that they're funny, they're probably like a 5 out of 10 funny. Okay. Funny to their friends.
This is what you guys need to understand. Even though society portray men as dumb, weak, women calling us trash, you guys need to know that men are the prize. We are the kings because women, they need us. We don't need them.
Society's always telling women, know your worth, know your worth, know your worth. But we act like men aren't supposed to know their worth. And people take issue when a man knows his worth. Men should know their worth just as much as a woman. You have to understand you have value here. You are just as important to this relationship as she is. So just as you need to give to her, she needs to give to you. It's a two-way street. And I think more importantly, you have to get to a point where you are not afraid if she walks away from you. Yeah, the reality is that men, especially good men, get caught up in the fear of losing her, that they do everything in their power to keep her, not realizing that now, rather than losing her, you're losing yourself.
If you guys really sit down and really think about it, if a rich man with a lot of fortune pulls up to a McDonald's or a Jack in the Crack drive-thru, he can wife up a baddie from there, and her life would be forever changed But if you reverse the roles, if a rich woman pulls up to a McDonald's or a Jack in the Crack drive-thru, that McDonald's guy worker, she will never look his way. He is absolutely invisible to her. Now, gentlemen, before I end this video, may I share this cheek-slaying gospel from you guys. Verse 222. It states, if you are a man who focuses on his purpose and grind, the ass cheeks shall flock behind.
Perfect. Perfect.
That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the thank you button. And also, don't forget to follow us on Bumble. Click here.
Hey boy, am I talking too fast for you or something? You hear me? I reckon you get up out of here, huh, boy? You boys ain't supposed to be around here, are ya? Yeah. Pack it. Beat it. Scram.